Hello everyone, this is JackB1024 and welcome to episode 6 of our Dynamic Factory. During the break, nothing has happened. I'm decided that instead of putting a break section at the start, I'll put it at the end of the episodes from now on. So for this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to set up our automated crafting of these roboports. So the first step we're going to have to do that is to make these advanced circuits, which require plastic bars. Now plastic bars require both coal and petroleum gas. I'm going to set up the plastic bar production factory just here next to this coal line. If you remember this coal line at this point, it has the ability to add solid fuel to the line to use that instead. So we're going to make sure that our plastic production is pulling off the coal line above where the solid fuel is added to it. So that is why we're making it up here. So just clear some trees, and we'll only do a single factory for this. We'll make this a very small sort of area, making our red circuits and our roboports. And the reason for that is we won't need many of them. And the main part of the factory that'll be making red chips will be in the dynamic section. So we'll just run quick line of petroleum gas down to it, down here. We have 2,400 petroleum gas left, which isn't much, but we're pretty full on sulfuric acid. Depending on the demand for our petroleum gas, I might end up adding an extra circuit here, which will control whether or not our gas will go to make sulfuric acid or to make plastic bars, depending on which one we are in more need of at the moment. So let's just clear away some more trees and get towards making our advanced circuits. So for making our advanced circuits, we're going to need electronic circuits, and we'll just pull them off this line down here. We'll need plastic bars, which we make straight above it, and we'll need copper cables, which we will make here. Each advanced circuit requires 8 copper cables, so that's 4 times of this process. This takes half a second each, so that's 2 seconds, and these take 6 seconds, so a single factory will more than satisfy the demands of a single advanced circuit factory. Just wire these up, have it go out there. And we'll look into putting our copper cables in there, our electronic circuits in there. Should hopefully work. So now for getting our electronic circuits over to it, we'll bring it down there. There we go. Bring it up beside the coal line and into the inserter. Okay, now our copper plates go from here, they go up the left side over here. So I think the easiest way to get them would actually be to pull them off just after our second coal smelting area. So just pulling them off here, and we'll need 4 spots. Should do fine. Can run them under that splitter and then up there beside the circuit line. Now we're going to need steel plates to make our roboports as well as iron gear wheels. So put down a factory for them. We'll output there, input there, and we'll do another input on the side. Should have another factory good. So this one can make us our gear wheels. This one will make us our roboports. I'll just use a wooden crate. I only want maybe 30 stacks of them made. And then that's where our steel bars will go. Get rid of these annoying trees. And we'll move our copper plates across one. So I was hoping to be able to bring the steel plates off there, but I can't do that. So we'll bring our copper that way instead. And bring our steel off that way. And run and quickly get some more transport belts before we run out again. Now once we've set up this section, we're going to check if we need to set up the circuit to control where our petroleum gas goes. And if we don't, then we'll be heading over to our main bus area to start working on our storage system, which will be the next important step in making our dynamic main bus. Again, just getting rid of some annoying trees. And we need to bring an iron line up as well. That's the only thing we're missing now. Iron line comes over to here. From there, yeah, so here's the best place to get it from. So if we bring it underneath this line, we can bring it up, around, across and down. It's a bit convoluted, but it'll work. Go over to here. We're actually going to need 2 fast inserters if we're making iron gear wheels, just because they take so much iron plate. Okay, so it needs 45 iron gear wheels and 45 advanced circuits. So that's going to take it quite a while to do. Plastic is fine, yep. Everything there seems fine, it's just going to take a while for it to make all that. So while that happens, let's just check how our petroleum gas is going. It's very low, which is quite an issue. Okay, both of our heavy and light oil seem to be fine, staying about 20,000. And we actually seem to have enough crude oil to supply extra petroleum gas if we could set up a few more oil refineries. I think in yesterday's episode I mentioned that we had enough oil refineries to deal with 400 units of oil every second. Actually, to do that we'd need 5 times as many. Wait, 5 seconds, yeah, 4 times as many. But we have enough of the rest of the production to deal with 4 times as many refineries. We just don't have enough refineries. Let's just check how this... Use 20 each. So I'm thinking we may want to set down another 5 refineries, just so that we can get that extra bit of production. See what I need. I need more gear wheels. I need some more bricks. It's enough for 4. Let's go find where our gear wheels are. Some more circuits. And our last few bricks, and that should be it. And we need one more. There we go. Let's just set up a second line of refineries behind the first line up here. That our does he look good? Do it here. So with these extra 5 refineries, our petroleum gas production should be high enough that we shouldn't need to worry about the circuit controlling it. But I'll keep an eye on it once this episode's done, just to see if it would be a useful addition. And we're out of underground pipes. So off we go. We'll need to light up this area. So I'll think about doing that between episodes as well. And we need a way to get our oil down here. So we'll just set up an easy way over the top. And that'll start them all up. Again, 3 for the heavy oil, 2 for the light, 1 for the petroleum gas. And we'll either bring this over the top or through the bottom. And just see how easy the connections would be down here. Okay, so petroleum gas would be really easy. Just like that. Light oil and heavy oil. We can do the heavy oil like that. We can do the light oil like that. Just connect that in there. Connect that in there. Good, and we've now doubled our petroleum gas production. Should hopefully be enough. And we have our first roboport. So we'll pick that up and we'll pick up some construction bots and we'll head over to start our production on the storage area. So for the storage area, we're going to need to make sure we have plenty of transport belts. Should be enough, hopefully. Plenty of underground belts. Good number of splitters. We're going to need a lot of inserters. We're going to need a good number of circuits as well in our combinators and our wires. So I made these red and green wire production area just because, you know, we're using up enough circuit wires that it was getting annoying having to manually craft them all the time. Okay, hopefully 113 inserters should be enough. And we'll pick up some iron on our way. We've actually filled up our inventory. We'll drop off stone. Put down another chest here. Drop off some wood and some more stone, just keep a stack of it. Shouldn't need it for anything, but just in case. And we'll head up. So here's our main bus. We've got the copper mine that's above it. That's mining out this section of copper so we can extend this bay here to be longer. We've also got this small little storage area just to store any excess copper ore that we might mine that we're not processing. Just so that this mine keeps running at full speed for as long as we can. And so over here is where we're going to start our storage network. Now we need the storage network next, because for these things to be able to flip, say we wanted this to stop producing gear wheels and instead wanted to produce green science, all these gear wheels that are down the output line, they would all need to be removed and stored somewhere, or moved somewhere at least. And you know, maybe this gear line down here would be changed to a green science line on our main bus. So we'd need to be able to get rid of all these gears that are in the way here. So that's what these filter inserters are meant to do. They're meant to take it off these output lines and put it on this shared line over here, which will go to our storage area. And our storage area will sort these items coming off this line and put them in a set of chests. I think this should be enough room. Let's just make some power poles because I'm going to need them. Yeah, so I'm thinking over here for our storage area. Hopefully should be enough room. Now we're actually going to need filter inserters now that I think about it. Okay, I'm going to have to run off and get some more circuits because we're going to need 15. Let's go with 10 filter inserters. That should be enough to at least get us started. During the break then I can add some more. So we'll start with 6 lines. Just wait for our inserters to be done. Okay, there we go. We could put the power poles here. Yeah, so we'll start with just 5, just so it's easier to just power it all with one power pole. Yeah, and we'll have second row of inserters in the back. Do we want this to go up or down? Let's make it go south. There we go. So, our overflow items will come in on this belt. They'll be picked up and put into a set of chests. And then from the chests, they can be taken out, put on this belt, and this belt will then act kind of like a furnace line, in that any item on the belt will then be put onto a main bus belt line that it should be on. That way, say we finished making gear wheels, we're making green science, and then we went back to making more red science, and we had a bunch of gear wheels in storage, we could pull the gear wheels out of storage and use them as well to help supplement our supply. So that's my thinking there. So how are these inserters going to work? Well, we want only one set of item per chest, and we want only one set of chests per item. Now actually, let's look at, there we go. Yeah, we'll start making electric energy distribution 1, just so we can get these medium electric poles, which have the larger supply area. After that, I'll go on to making the advanced material processing. But we're going to want larger poles. Now, you know, just having one iron chest means that we're limited to 32 spots for each item, but 32 stacks should be enough for the moment. So the way that these inserters are going to work is the first thing we're going to set. We want to set the filter to what the circuit network has on it, and that should be enough, I think. So that means if there's an item in this chest, let's turn you around so you don't pull stuff out yet. Cool. So if there's an item in the chest, then the filter inserter will only pick up that item off the belt. See, so it only picked up transport belts. And we'll cut that off there just so it's easier to deal with. So that's the first step. Now the second question is, what if there's nothing in the chest? In that case, what we want to do is we want to let it pick up any item that's on this belt section here, basically. Actually, we'll go with this first, because this will be related. But as you can see, some of the transport belts made it past this filter inserter, and we want to make sure they don't. So the first thing we'll do is we'll check, just trying to think the best way to do this. Two decider combinators. Yeah, I think two decider combinators is the best way to do this. And we're going to be reading the belt on hold mode, so that means we know exactly what's on the belt. Now, these two decider combinators, they'll be both set to the same thing, which is basically for every single signal, if it's got more than 0, make it have 1. Let's set this to enable disable, and we'll just set it to a condition that'll never run. We'll turn you around. So pretend there's a few transport belts. Actually, you need to be off that for the moment. There we go. I want it stuck there. So you'll see it's getting 105 transport belts from the number in this chest, and it's saying that there's 1 on its output signal, while this decider combinator is getting the 5 transport belts that are on the belt, and it's outputting a signal of 1. So from that, we're going to connect these two outputs, and we're going to connect it to the belt. Yep, that's good. And the belt will be set so that, no, we can't connect it straight to the belt. We've got to pass it through one more thing. Yep, we've got to pass it through one more decider combinator. And I'll explain why once I've shown what this combinator will do. So this thing will check if anything equals 2. And if so, we'll put out a red signal. I'll actually put a light on the edges so that we can light up our light. Light will set to use colors and enable if anything's greater than 0. So these two are counting, they're essentially setting it to 1 if we have an item in the chest and if we have an item on the belt. If we have the same item on the chest and on the belt, then we'll be getting 1 out of both of these decider combinators. So because of that, we'll be getting 2 on the red line on the output. This thing will get a value of 2 on its input. That'll make it send out a red signal of 1, and it will go turn this lamp on and will stop this belt. So if red's greater than 0, then stop the belt. So if red equals 0, let the belt go. So let's just rotate this guy. You should see that, there we go, once the first transport belt is on the belt, it's going to stop it, not letting it go through. Which means that there's no way you can have enough items on the belt that this inserter won't pick them all up. Cool. Yeah, that looks good. Now the reason why I added this decider combinator here was I was thinking, instead of doing that, to have it hooked to the output and have this instead to be everything needs to be less than 2. Yeah. So basically make sure that there's nothing which is both in the chest and on the belt, was my thinking. However, we're also reading from this transport belt. So once there are 2 of any item on the transport belt, as you can see there is, it's only counting 1. Everything is less than 2. Signal 2 of them. You're getting 1 from there, you must be getting 2 from here. But then why isn't this reading 2? That is an odd. Actually, no, it works even on one. Let's see. What must be happening is that we're on the green line, we're reading one transport belt. So this is passing it through as another one. And then on the red line, we're also reading the same one transport belt. And so here we're actually reading two because we're reading one from the green line that's getting converted at this decider combinator, and then the same one from the red line that isn't getting converted. So actually that's an even worse situation. As soon as any item would have entered the belt, it would have stopped. So that's why instead we're going to just look at the output of these two decider combinators, not connecting to the input of this transport belt anymore. Okay. So that's at least set up the first step. So you see, okay, I'm going to have to look at this. If anything equals 2, okay, cool. If anything equals 2, I've changed the condition. There we go. Cool. Oh, and you're getting a read from that. Okay, that's why. So to fix this slide up, I'm going to connect it to the green line. So it's only connected to the output of this decider combinator, instead of also being connected to this same red line, which would have been reading from the belt. So as you can see, here's some underground belts that pass by. And what we want to have happen is we want this second filter inserter to pick them up. So to do that, what we need to do is we need to just trying to think how I can fit this all in a single row. So what we need to do is we need to read, is there an item on this belt that isn't in any of these chests? So for that we're going to need to know what is in every single chest. So we'll connect a green wire to all of them. We'll connect this to a decider combinator. And we can actually also connect that to an arithmetic combinator. Its purpose will be made clear soon. So the decider combinator will say, again, for everything that's in a chest, let's just pretend there's only one. So this is telling us what items are in any chest. So we know there's at least a chest with a transport belt. You know, if we had a chest with some pipes, some underground belts, and some lights, we'd get one of each of those signals. Let's just pick them all up. And we'll get to the arithmetic combinator very soon. So now what we want to know is we want to know, does this belt have any item that isn't in this list that we're getting from this decider combinator? So to do that, what we're going to do, so we're going to connect the decider combinator into our arithmetic combinator. And we're going to say for all our inputs, multiply it by -100 and output it again. So this is now sending a signal of -100 for every single item we have in a chest. What we're going to do with that number is we'll get the input from the belt, which is on the green line, to here. And may fit, but we'll just put that down just in case. Get the red output from this arithmetic combinator. And it doesn't reach. Let's go that way then. And we'll add these two together. Now if I connect the green to here, you can see the two signals. Let's read that belt. Okay, cool. We actually need another check on top of this. But we'll start with this for the moment, and then we'll add the other check later. So from here you can see on the green signal we have what our belt has on it. It has 5 underground belts, and on our red signal we have what's in our chests. I thought I picked them all up, but I must have only picked half of them up. Yep. Okay, well we'll actually, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to put some transport belts. And you're going to pick them up, of course. Okay, let's do underground belts, splitters, and we'll put some splitters in here. So splitters are already in a chest, underground belts don't have a chest yet, and none of them go in this chest. So there we go, that's better. So we can see splitters, we have a negative 100 because they're in a chest, and a 4 because there are 4 on the belt. And for underground belts we have 4 on the belt, but we have none of them in the chests. So if you look at the input signal, the only input signal we're getting here that is positive is the item that we have on this belt that we don't have in any chest. So we're going to go for each of these that are greater than 0, we'll pretend that there's one of them. And from the output signal now, we only have the one item that isn't in any chest. And that will work for any items that aren't in any chest. So if we put some pipes on here too, just need to, there we go. You'll see that it's also outputting pipes and underground belts. So this combinator is telling us which items are on this belt that are not in any chest. And we need to check, does this chest have no items? And if so, give that filter to this inserter. So to check if the chest has no items, well, we have this decider combinator, which will output a signal if it has an item. So we'll add are you the proper spot for that? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna actually have to move this decider combinator back a square. Yep. Good, just so that on this line we have room for this power pole. Actually, this one's going to have to be moved as well. But we'll at least get one road on and then we'll sort out where everything goes. Should we have the... Good. We have the larger poles now. So hopefully we can use that to get us a bit more room. Okay, cool. So we will get red's connected to there. It means you're also reading that one's output. Okay, I need to use green then, and it won't actually reach. Okay, so if we have anything greater than 0, we'll output a red signal, and that will tell us to ignore this combinator's output because it's outputting which items are here that don't belong in chests, but we don't want to care about those items because we already have an item in our chest. So if red equals 0, output everything. Yep, that there. A green light cable from there and a red cable from there. So here we go. So you can see that because we have an item in this chest, we're getting a red output from here. So because red doesn't equal 0, we're not going to output anything. But if this chest was empty, we'd be getting no red signal from here because it's got no inputs that are greater than 0 because there's nothing in the chest. And so it's outputting everything. So you're connected to the red line. We would want to connect this to the green line. And have to figure out how to actually connect that in without using up all this space and having to move everything. For simplicity for the moment, I'm actually going to do this. And yeah, we'll get rid of that chest. So I'll actually give each row 2 spots. That way, actually the red thing can go to that one. So going up here, our red output goes to this one. You get your green input from that, so we'll do that. Your second green input. Oop. You get your green input that way, you go that way. Okay. So it's a bit more compact now. It's in this little section. Something here seems incorrect. Why aren't you outputting it for each thing greater than red equals 0? Okay, that's good. We should be reading what's under this belt. Okay, there we go. There we go, good. And so we can connect the output into that, and that should work now. Okay, that looks good. Now if we put down our roboport, do I have a blueprint? Not yet. Okay, I'll get one. Actually, we'll put down the belt there. That should be all we should need. Okay, if we put the little power pole there and we put the other one there, that'll power everything. So we'll just get that and we'll just copy it here and here. And actually I'm gonna need a red circuit for that. Okay, I'll run off and get a red circuit. Yeah, red circuit. So with that, we should have started our filter system. We'll just check that it works. What else are we missing? Yeah, the red circuit seems to be it. Just need one storage. Nah, actually needs to be a passive provider. So now we run back. And this episode is almost done. So once this is done and shown to be working, I'll just have a quick segment of what's happening between episodes. And that will be it. So we'll give it that. Probably want some belts, poles, lights, and that should be it. Apparently the settings do not copy down. I'll do that. We'll pick that up. Okay, so let's try this out. So we're going to give it some normal transport belts. So these should be picked up by the first inserter and should be put into the first chest. And we'll do research. Where are you? There you are. Okay. So there it is going into the first chest. So now if we put on some underground belts, they should skip past this one because it's already registered to only let normal belts. It should instead be used in the second one, which it is not. Okay, let's see what's going on here. You're set up correctly, yes, yes. Yep, that's telling us we have belts there, that's good. Your output is going into this thing's input. You've got nothing in the chest. You're telling it to pick up belts. Our filter inserters weren't correctly set up. Put down some splitters and they should go into the third chest, which doesn't have anything at the moment. So they go past the first and they were picked up by the second. Ah, I see what the issue is. There's no connection like that. Like that. There we go, we weren't connecting the chest to the filter inserter. So if we put down all three of these, splitters are picked up by the third one, the light turns on to tell you it's stopping it, the second one's picking up its thing, and the first one's picking up its thing. So there we go, there's our sorting system worked out. Of course this would just be tiled so they can support much more than just 3 items, but yeah, as you can see, making another tile of it is as simple as just putting down another one of these blueprints. Probably missing a few pieces, but there we go. We're on our way to having another one. What else are we missing? We have enough of them. There we go. Okay, so we've got another one, and we can just give this one... let's give it pipes. Oops. There we go. So you'll see the pipes will pass by the first, second, third, and then be picked up by the fourth. And I don't have a light, that's fine. Set filters. Ah. The issue was because this belt already existed, it doesn't copy over the circuit conditions. So just make sure you don't have extra belt laying around and you'll be fine. So there we go, this is Jackbeat 1024. That's the end of this episode, showing you how to set up our storage network. So from now, we'll just show you using the construction robots to expand out our main circuit bus, our main bus. Otherwise, have a good day, and until next time, goodbye.
You